Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today is a drastically different video than Kishan and I usually do, but I think that this is in line with how I want to approach this channel in the future. And some of y'all might not like it, but it's gonna be really emotionally fulfilling for me, and I think that the authenticity is gonna help a lot of people. So today we are showing my father my books. Everything I'm Too Afraid to Say, a mental health memoir from trauma to healing, is out on the market now. Y'all can purchase it right now. Pothy.com for those in India, Amazon.com for everyone else. And I'm terrified because he has no idea what's inside this book, what it's about, and it's about some heavy things. For those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in South Dakota. Pretty much my whole life, I've had two fathers. My mom was my mom, you guys have met her, and I had my biological dad, Shane, who is freaking awesome. You guys have met my siblings. But because he was in the army, he was constantly traveling around. And then I had my stepdad, Eric, who taught me how to tie my shoes, ride a bicycle, and ultimately he was my abuser, and no one in my family knows that. So that is a big part of why I wrote this book. Not only do I want to help people with it, I also just want to put the words on a page. And so I don't want to just help people. Writing this was also helpful to me. So if I ever bring it up in conversation, I can just say, oh, I wrote a book about it. We don't have to be weird about discussing these kind of things, because ultimately what I want to do is take away the shame associated with literally anything. The shame around dressing how you want to dress, the shame around mental health, the shame about periods. And I just want to shame should not exist. So I hope you like the video. If you like it, comment down below how you felt watching this. Subscribe, and Kishan and I will keep putting out at least one video a week. My dad does talk pretty quietly, so we'll put subtitles at the bottom of the screen. Whew. All right, wish me luck. Okay, all right, so Dad has not seen my book yet.
Nope. And
this will be his first interaction with it, holding it, seeing it. Have you even seen the cover on Instagram or anything?
So I saw your Facebook, your YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
When you unwrapped it, when you unboxed it.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll link that video up in the eye so you guys can see when I first saw the book. I'm so nervous. Honestly,
No.
I'm really nervous. Okay. Ta-da! And this is actually not a final version. This particular one actually was my first round. So, for instance,
okay.
The G is a little bit too far to the side. So I have
to move it over a little bit.
Yeah. So I have fixed it since then.
Oh, sweet.
But it's everything I
didn't know you
wanted.
could even do that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, you've been talking about writing a book since you were a little girl. It's been your lifelong dream. That's so amazing. That is awesome. There's your picture on the cover and in the little author picture.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You can read it if you want to. Take a second.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah. It's very scary for me to share this, but that's why I wanted to share it.
Yeah.
Because, I think number one, it's going to help a lot of people because I have very bad mental health. So it's going to explain it in the book. I'll give you a little rundown. So it's divided into 4 different sections. The first section is the childhood abuse I endured. The worst part was it wasn't a direct sexual abuse. It was the fear of sexual abuse. The fear that my stepfather would put his penis in my mouth. That was it didn't happen often. It just happened once, but once was enough to be scary, right? And so that's the first section, talking about the childhood. And then the second section is about university and how that manifests, how this hypervigilant mask and this good girl mentality, very big people pleaser mentality, manifested into my college years. My first experience with anxiety and depression medication and therapy, The third section is about moving to New Zealand and basically pursuing success to fill a void in myself, and how mommy papa were a really big part of how I started to trust again, I suppose. And then the fourth section is how my moving to LA, my deepest, darkest depression, accompanied with suicidal ideation, woo! And how that led me to the greatest healing, and how I feel very fulfilled and expressed in my life thanks to medication and therapy.
So the book's like a tool you've used to be able to overcome some of these.
Honestly, I kind of see it as a guidebook for somebody else.
Okay.
So like, because I really thought that my childhood was perfectly fine, awesome even, and lots of parts were, but my therapist says the hypervigilance, the constant me trying to be a good girl and like get good grades and be in all the activities, and like I kind of missed being a kid in some ways, and it like caused, and it literally caused trauma to my brain, and that's why I have really I have CPTSD, so complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and that's why no matter what I do, as like there's this undercurrent of dread in everything I do. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And it doesn't manifest when I'm like in family situations.
Sure.
It's just when I'm alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's unfortunate. Yeah. And I didn't, and man, like, and you know, I don't know if they know the story between us, with me going into the army and moving away and constantly traveling. I didn't realize any of that was going on.
And I didn't know to tell anybody because it was just my normal.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry.
But I hope you read it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And more than anything, I'm scared because as I reach adulthood, I piece together my view of the world, which in some ways is very similar to yours, but is also very different. And I'm scared that like for instance, my social beliefs will like really rub against yours.
I can understand that, but you have to understand too that you're my kid and you're my daughter, and it doesn't matter what you do. I'm always going to love you.
And I know that.
So, and I'm not. I hope by now you've learned I'm not going to ever fight with you.
Yeah.
Like that's not how I operate.
Yeah.
That's not my bag.
For sure. And you know, something that's really beautiful is like, Kishan talks about how you're such a good dad, and I know that, but like I love seeing Kishan like looking at you and being like, wow, he's such a good dad, he cares so much for his kids, and you're probably like the most healthy family figure I have. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to do better for you and Kishan then.
You do wonderful for us. Like, thank you for letting us come for Christmas.
Oh, absolutely. Wish it would have happened sooner. So we miss having you for Christmas. So. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure Aislin's going to want to read it as well.
Ah, yes.
So.
Yes. I'll give you a hug.
Yes. Thank you so much. Oh.
All right, now reflecting on how my father received this book, I am so grateful to finally have it out in the open. That's really good because part of my entire life has been this sense of abandonment, and I guess now my family knows that they kind of need to step up for me now, because I wasn't really advocated for as a kid, and so if they want to show me love now, they need to hold space for the fullness of who I am and understand that I share stuff like this on the internet, talking about sex and BDSM and all of this stuff, ultimately to help people. So nobody ever has to feel the way I've felt in my life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think my dad was beautiful. He couldn't have received this information a better way. And more than anything, I'm really excited to further develop our relationship now that my heart isn't so hurt, now that we've addressed these issues. So I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.